Welcome to the second video on the subject of the individual and the planetary field. We're going to be exploring the significance of the practice of presence, discussing how this state of awareness not only profoundly changes our inner life, but also impacts the world around us. We're going to be looking specifically at the power of shared intention and group meditation as a way of bringing about healing at a planetary level. So let's look at the practice of presence in detail. What is it really? What are we doing when we're practicing presence? The first thing is that we're sitting still. We stop running, as Thich Nhat Hanh said. We begin the process of coming out of fight and flight and freeze and fold. And we do this by offering ourselves a container of safety, setting the intention to make a safe space for ourselves. And through that intention, that action, that practice, we can begin to become aware of the larger safety that's holding us. In the beginning of the practice, we feel like we're doing it for ourselves, a person doing it for a person. And as the practice deepens, we realize that we're coming into resonance with the divine supraconscious field of safety, of unconditional love. That love that we've been longing for and missing so much. So we only reach a state of resonance with that love and that safety through the sitting still process. Sitting in our chair or on our meditation cushion or our meditation stool, or lying down flat on our back with our head on a pillow. Whatever way we need to do the practice. And we begin that becoming still process, the stopping everything, as Yeshua puts it. And we go deeper and deeper as we relax, as our tension dissolves and our resistances give way, as we begin to sense the deeper goodness that is underneath the fog or shadows of our suffering. And that can take some time. You know, there are some days where that's really easy to do and other days where it's very difficult. And so one of the qualities that we have to bring to our process is persistence. To also accept the fluctuations in our inner world. That we're not the same every day in our inner climate or inner weather. Some days are sunny and some days are cloudy and some days are stormy. And yet the truth of the unshakable safety and goodness of being remains constant throughout. And our journey is to connect with that no matter what is happening in our mind-body field or what is happening in our outer life. No matter what, we persist, we continue We hold that attention and intention in a constant and stable way that allows us to pass through those clouds and storms into the safety and warmth of true being. And what allows us to do this is our intention, the backbone that we bring to the process, and our heart, the warmth and compassion that we bring to the practice. So our practice appears to us less and less to be a thing that we do, and more an experience that we enter. And we enter it more and more deeply the more we persist in the practice. And we come to rest more and more easily and readily in that state of being that we could call the world of the real. And we can feel that we are goodness in a universe of goodness. It's no longer just an affirmation or an idea or a hope we might carry. It's a reality that we are directly experiencing. All the meditations and contemplations that we've shared in this program could be termed practices of living presence. They all lead to the same goal. We're turning our attention towards supraconscious awareness. That is divine awareness. And this is unlimited in its capacity. It's non-local, non-linear, and all-encompassing. As we connect with it again, it changes the foundation of our world. This consciousness shifts the frequency of the light that the matter of the world is made of. It unravels the story the world is operating on, so that reality becomes evident again. The feeling, quality, the atmosphere of the real becomes palpable again. So in our practice, we're applying the principles of repetition, duration, and intensity. And while those things might sound a bit abstract, in practice, they're a natural expression of our longing. We're revisiting the real again and again. We're passing through the clouds again and again. We're sitting still for periods of time, long enough that our mind and our body can experience and entrain to what is real. We're giving ourselves an immersion experience. We're being generous with ourselves in the duration of our practice, in the repetitions of our practice. We're giving ourselves the gift of this love again and again and again. And emotionally, we bring to our practice the full longing of our heart. At times we may feel deep gratitude, joy, and expansiveness. And at other times we might feel great sorrow, either for the situation of the world, of other people, or our own life. and we bring a longing for healing, for transfiguration, for that turning of suffering into love. So there's a genuine and natural, passionate intensity to our practice that energizes it and which makes transformation possible. So it's that intention, that clarity and commitment, and the passionate warmth of our heart that together bring about the turning of the shadows and the clouds of our suffering into the light of our love essence. And it's the same process for us as individuals, for humanity as a collective, and for the planet itself. So specifically, we can apply blessing practices to articulate this love, to extend it to ourselves and to extend it to others. And we can lean into those healing antidotes that bring about transformation in the specific keynotes of our suffering. Hope where there's been hopelessness. Safety where there's been fear. Kindness where there's been cruelty. Understanding where there's been confusion. Tenderness where there's been hardness. And so that process is unique for each one of us in terms of the nuances of the qualities of love that we need to antidote the suffering that we contain from the many lifetimes that we've lived on earth. So in the practice of presence, we find that the journey is deeply personal. It's very intimate. It can be very raw, even volatile. And at the same time, we can rest confident in the understanding that the manner in which we are walking the journey is the same way that everyone else will be walking their journey, meeting suffering with love. And that in all of this, it's not about being perfect, but persisting in our intention to cherish ourselves and to cherish whoever and whatever comes into the window of our awareness. To presence with warmth whatever we encounter in ourselves, and to presence with warmth whatever we encounter in the world around us. Group meditation for planetary and collective healing is a mystical pre-quantum approach to transforming the problems that the world is facing. It's non-local and non-linear. It goes beyond the physical appearances of situations that we're facing on the earth. It goes beyond any apparent limitations or parameters of possibility and connects us to the substrate of presence where there are no problems and the only intention is a beneficent one. When we meditate and contemplate together as a group in that reality space that is non-local, non-linear, non-dual, that is fundamentally positive in its intentionality, we begin to integrate that state of being with the planetary field. As we come into harmony with that level of awareness, with that depth of awareness, we begin to change the resonance in the planetary field. We begin to make available to the collective a state of peace and a state of love that is not normally accessible. Not only are we changing our own personal experience, our atmospheres in our mind-body field, we are changing the atmosphere in the collective of humanity and the planetary field itself. When we do that, grace-filled solutions to our problems can arise easily. Conflicts can be resolved in ways that didn't seem possible even moments before. Healing can come as inspirations, as synchronicities, as inventions, as opportunities. And it can arise as a new kind of willingness in the hearts of human beings to make peace with one another. Sometimes these things appear to happen out of the blue without our effort. Issues resolve miraculously. And in all of this, no force has been used, and free will has not been transgressed. Free will is central to the earth experience. Each one of us is sovereign in our own energy field. And we are also sovereign in our group agreements. And that means that we can't impose choices on other souls or the world as a whole. What we can do is we can go through a process of change in ourselves. We can alter our frequency, and we can gift this potentiality into the field of the earth, into the field of humanity as a whole. In this way, we are supporting healing through the law of resonance and honouring free will. A harmonious state is available to individuals and groups wherever they are ready and ripe to receive it. Wherever there is an openness to receive it. Wherever that vibrational match is close enough, there the door of possibility opens. We become available to intersect at a pre-quantum level and quantum level with people, places, events and things where there is already significant receptivity, where there is a prayer, a cry for help, a readiness for change, an openness to love. We don't need to know where that is or how deep that is. It may come to our attention while we're meditating, and it might not. Our meditation might be specific, and it might also be entirely non-specific in its character. What we are doing is blessing whatever comes into the window of our awareness unconditionally. We're applying the principle of the light in me sees the light in you. The light in me witnesses the light in the world around me. So people that we feel are victims may come into the field of our awareness. People that we think of as perpetrators may come into the window of our awareness. We may suddenly become cognizant of situations we didn't know anything about, we hadn't thought of. We may become aware of situations that we have seen on the news or that we've encountered in some way in our daily lives. Whatever arises, we embrace that. When it departs from our awareness, we let it depart. We don't follow it, we don't cling to it. We just let it go gently. And so we remain present with the field of the earth, the field of humanity, through compassionate awareness in our own field. We strike that note, that chord of love in ourselves that is unconditional and unwavering. That is as constant as the air around us, that is as deep as the ocean. We don't try to generate experiences, we accept whatever experiences come to us. While we are in the meditative state, we may feel oceans of love light flowing through us. The clearer and more balanced our energy field is, the more effectively we can radiate this love light essence. This incoming supraconscious light gives us a greater capacity to embrace everything that we witness and everything we encounter during the world healing meditation. We aren't coming to this process as a conditional human being. We are present as an expression of the universal heart. Each individual in the group is an expression of this great heart, and the group itself as a whole is an expression of the infinite divine heart. The consciousness that shuts nothing out. The love that embraces everything, no matter how it appears. So this is a space of effortless non-judgment in which we are blessed as we bless, and in which we begin to share in the state of coherence, the kingdom of heaven as a group, while here in our bodies on the earth. The light that comes through may be white, it may be golden, it may express as any one of the colours of the rainbow in the universe of all possibility. And we can trust that whatever light is flowing through us, whatever light we feel the group as a whole is transmitting, it is what is perfectly needed in that moment for whatever is presenting in the window of our awareness. There are a number of factors that impact the effectiveness of group meditation for world healing. One is intention. It's essential that the group hold a clear, shared intention. Another aspect is depth. The deeper the group goes in awareness, the more potent the effects. Another aspect is regularity. As a group begins to form and commit to a healing process, meeting week after week, month after month, year after year, the group's capacity to transmit light into the planetary field increases. A coherent state is established that feels as natural as a hand in a glove. And every time the group meets, that container can be utilized to transmit healing to the world. Another aspect is numbers. The more people meditating at depth increases or amplifies the effects in the world field. So we could say that the ideal scenario for world healing is large numbers of people meditating with intentional clarity on a regular basis at depth, in a way that is surrendered, open-hearted, and unconditional, that embodies the principle of the light in me sees the light in you. When we do this, we are changing the soil of the earth itself energetically. That soil where problems grow is being altered so that it no longer provides suitable ground for conflict, for lack, for sickness, for cruelty, for all the kinds of sufferings that we experience in the world. We're changing the soil so that it comes into harmony with the ground of being, with the sacred ground of being, which bears positive fruits. This sacred ground naturally provides resolutions, solutions, opportunities, miracles. Every time we meditate together at depth in this way, we are providing sacred soil for a new world to flower. This is no small thing. This is the work of mystics and saints throughout the ages. In the past, only small numbers of people, individuals here and there and small groups, have been engaged in this profound work of healing. Today, we have the opportunity to engage in this work of love on a global scale, to connect with people we don't even know personally, to come together to change the nature of the soil of the earth we are inhabiting. First, through shifting the baseline frequency of our own mind-body field. Then sharing in that shift of frequency in group meditation, and through this, beginning to harmonize the field of humanity and the earth itself. This is compassion in action at the deepest level. We are inviting the world of spirit, the world of presence, the world of the miraculous, where grace is the doer, love is the doer, into the world of human experience. And just as we have been engaging in this process in our individual meditations throughout this program, The Way of the Mystic, we now consider the potential of gathering together in groups and sharing this gift with the world.